Okay, for classwork 12, 12, or 13, I'm going to have you copy the work for the example I'm giving you, and then I'm going to have you apply that and do that to these quiz problems. So here we go. Reviewing what you need to know for the final. So this ratio problem, you're talking dogs, cats, apples, and pears. So here we go. To set up this problem, I would set it up like this. I have 3 dogs for every 5 cats. That's these numbers right here, 3 to 5. Is that equivalent to 12 to 20? So I look at 12 to 20. I want to see if those are equivalent. And I could see if I found the value, I guarantee you, I bet you could be able to tell. If you found the value, take that 3 divided by 5, take that 12 divided by 20, 3 divided by 5 gives me 0.6. If I take 12 divided by 20 and get that same value, that means they are equivalent. That is 0.6. So yes, they are equivalent. Yes, they have the same value. That's one way to tell if they're equivalent. Another quicker way is to see if you're timesing by the same number. And I can see that if I times 3 times 4, that gives me 12. Does that the same thing work with 5? Yep. If I times 5 times 4, that gives me 20. Another way to see if they're equivalent. I'm going to have you do that for 5 to 6, 10 to 18 for this one. Say if they're equivalent. All right, here we go. Next problem. You need to know about unit rate. So unit rate problems are taking that 450 miles and dividing it by that 30 gallons to find the unit rate in miles per gallon. So if I take my calculator and I divide that in that exact order, and I write that unit, 450 divided by 30, gives me 15 miles for every 1 gallon. Unit rate, you got to know that. So that is the unit rate, or miles for every 1 gallon. I want you to do that for 400 miles, 20 gallons. All right, moving on. You need to know this unit rate problem. This one, remember price, we always put money on top. So that would be $3.20 for every 2 pounds. This is a 2-stepper. So if I divide 3.2 divided by 2, that gives me the unit rate, $1.6 for every 1 pound. And then for this problem, what I do, once I get that unit rate, I take that and I times it by 5 to get how much for 5 pounds. So if I take that $1.6 for every 1 pound and I times it by 5 pounds, that's going to cancel away, and all I got to do is take 1.6 times 5, and that gives me 8, and then that unit that's left, $8. That's how much 5 pounds at that price will cost you. So again, 2-step unit rate problem. Find the unit rate, times it by a certain amount of pounds. I'm going to have you do that for 3 pounds for 350. How much for 6 pounds? All right, moving on. For this problem, another ratio problem. You have 10 dogs and some cats. So here you go. I got 10 dogs and some unknown number of cats. The other ratio is 2 dogs for every 3 cats. So what I'm trying to find is what kind of pattern, what I could do to one number to get the next, or what number to get that same value. But I could see right here, to get that 10, I'm timesing by 5. So take that 3 and times that by 5, and that will give you the missing number. So for this ratio to stay true, that would have to be 15 of those cats. How many cats? 15 cats. Again, you got to remember these ratio problems. I want you to do the same for 20 dogs, some cats, 5 to 4 dogs to cats. All right, keep rolling. This problem, you need to remember how to take this 4 and plug it in and evaluate and follow order of operations. So for here I go, I got 5 plus that 4 right there to the second power plus 3 times 12 minus that other 4 right there. Follow an order of operations. This is going to give me 5 plus 16. 4 times 4 is 16, remember? And then I'm going to times that 3 times 12 to get 36, I believe, minus 4. And then I'm going to go left to right. 5 plus 16 gives me 21. 21 plus that 36 gives me 57. And then minus 4 gives me 53. I need you to be able to do the same for that 5th problem over there. All right, moving on. This guy right here, are these equivalent? And I could see these are unlike terms. This is a big fat no because it's missing a T right there. I can't add 4T and 9. I can't do that. Those are not equivalent. No, they have unlike terms. Of course, if I did have a T in there, then you could combine to get 13 of those T's. But since there's no T there, that's a big fat no. So I'm going to have you do the same for 12T and 5T plus 7. All right, moving on. This problem, which is proportional, just means a straight line through the origin. This one's not going through the origin. This one going through the origin, straight line, would be this choice right here, proportional. This one not going through the origin, not proportional. I want you to do the same for this set right here. Find out which one's proportional. All right, moving on. This one, just looking at equations, which equation shows proportional. And again, you don't want any of these plain numbers there. That is not what I want. For something to be proportional, it's just that number times x plus that 0 number that no one writes, remember. So that one is the only one proportional that would go through the origin. I want you to do the same for number 8. All right, moving on. Number 9. This one says the point 440. What does that mean? So again, you got to look at this. Number of minutes is like your X number. So this number right here is your minutes. This number up here, Y, is your gallons. So that number is gallons. So what does that point mean? That means, how about after 4 minutes, there are 40 gallons. And I'm not sure gallons of what, but after 4 minutes, I know there's 40 of those gallons. I want you to do the same for this problem right here. What does 550 mean? All right, moving on. This one, the point 00, again, another describe problem. This is X. 00, that is pounds. What does the other number mean? That is your Y number. That is cost for this one. So again, for this problem, you're going to have to read it. What does 0, 0 mean? That means 0 pounds cost $0. That's what that point means. I'm going to have you do the same for dogs and cost for dogs. All right, moving on. This one, which is equivalent, you need to see that this is a distribute problem. If I distribute that 6 times x, 6 times 3 gives me 18. The only one that truly shows that is this one right here. This one is not timesing. This one is someone just bringing down the 3. And then this one, of course, is adding that. You don't want that. Those are no good. Those are not equivalent. Those are not showing distribute. I want you to do the same for this problem right here. Know how to distribute. All right, moving on. Inequalities and then getting some answers. So for this one, opposite of subtracting 3, adding that 3. That will make these go away. Bring that 5x down. Bring that inequality down. Bring that 14. And then next step, divide by 5. So inverse operations to solve for this inequality. That gives me x inequality in the more than or equal to direction. That is 14 divided by 5 gives me 2.8. So this answer is x is more than or equal to 2.8. So I need 3 numbers that make that true. So I'm going to go 3 numbers more than 2.8. How about 3, 4, and 5? Those are the kind of numbers I would want you to look at. Those are more than or equal to 2.8. 3, 4, 5. All right, have you do the same for this problem, number 12. All right, moving on. This one, a little bit new stuff. Which one shows at least 20 inches? And it looks like at least would be that less than or equal to direction. But remember, that's not at least. At least means you could be 20 inches or more. 20 inches or more is good. Anything less than that is no good. So at least is x is more than or equal to 20. 20 is good. 21 is good. 22 is good. But anything less than 20 is no good. The only one that shows that is this graph right here. Solid circle on 20. All numbers to the right. All these numbers are at least 20. All the numbers to the left are not at least. So I'm going to have you do the same, but be careful. This one I'm saying at most. At most. So again, remember at most. Remember kind of oppo. Which one shows at most? All right, moving on. 14, writing my equations, knowing that this is my y number. So let's do that in blue, I should say. This is my adding number. This is my slope number, adding by 5. Remember, for this one being reversed, this is like y, and this is like x. This is the 0 term. This is my y-intercept. Remember, that is really the point, 0, 10, if you wanted to be real technical. That's what that point really is if I did it in terms of true x and y. But for this problem, write the equation. It's going to be c. I'm going to use the letter c instead of y. C equals that 5 times t plus that 10 right there. That is the equation of this data. The cost is 5t plus 10. You can check it for yourself. Plug in any of those numbers for t, see what you get for cost. Plug in 0, you'll get $10. Plug in 1, you'll get $15. I want you to do the same for this problem right here. All right, moving on. 15, find the perimeter. Be able to add up all those numbers. Maybe do it like this. Add up all of your x terms separate. Do those separate. I got 2x. I got that 3x. I got another 2x, and I got a 5x. Add those up. That will give you a number of x's. 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 5 gives me 7 plus 5 gives me 12 of those x's. Now do the three numbers, -4, -7, and 12. Do those numbers. -4 minus 7 plus 12. That's going to give me -11 plus 12. That's going to give me +1. And then make sure to write your answer the true algebraic way. 12x plus 1. That is the perimeter. I don't know what x is, but if I know, I can plug it in, find out what perimeter is. All right, moving on. This problem right here is going to be a calculator problem. Here we go, starting with -3.4. Got to be able to type that on my calculator. Increases going up, plussing by 17.8. And then it decreases going down, minus 23.4. And then it ends up increasing, adding, plus 5.4. And if you add those left to right, using your calculator, typing those in exactly. So -3.4, know how to do that. Plus 17.8. Minus 23.4 plus 5.4, and that's going to give me -3.6. And just to double check, let me double check. -3.4 plus 17.8 minus 23.4 plus 5.4, yep, -3.6. I want you to do the same for this problem, knowing that it's increasing, and then it decreases, and then it increases. Remember, increasing is plussing, decreasing is subtracting. All right, good luck on those. As soon as you're done, turn that in, or if you're listening, hopefully this helps.